In this video, we'll be reviewing the TitanGold AI mt5 by Mr. Leonid Arkhipov. Stick around to the end to see if this is a real bot worth your time or just another MQL5 scam. This video is sponsored by Prosperity Algo and our free Golden Time Bomb Expert Advisor. Do you want to make 100+% annual returns through automating the London breakout and the opening range breakout? Then click the link in the description. So we can get an idea of how this bot works off the sales page. And the developer actually gave quite a bit of detail in regards to how it works. So this is a trend following strategy where it's entering on pullbacks, which is a good time-tested approach to trade gold. And supposedly it uses a variety of indicators as filters to improve accuracy, which include the EMA, the RSI, and the parabolic SAR. That might be a little bit more filters than might be appropriate. However, to each their own, and I'm sure he had some reasoning behind it. He's also using a fairly reasonable risk-reward ratio, as well as both a fixed take profit and stop loss. And supposedly this bot is also trained with AI technologies, and you don't need a particularly large deposit to start trading. So that's actually quite a bit of detail relative to how most developers would put their bots in the marketplace. We can flip through a few of these different things to see how it works, and we can see that he has indeed all the indicators which are mentioned are here, and it looks to be more of a mean reverting system, and likely it's kind of using the parabolic SAR or the RSI as the trigger, but then the actual filters or the EMA or one of the other indicators here. If we kind of trace down, we can see that it's not really triggering off the RSI. It appears to be more triggering off the parabolic SAR, and the RSI and the EMAs are likely used as a filter. So here it could be perhaps like you're looking for a pullback within 2 EMAs, which is very much a proven strategy. So this is quite a commonly used strategy, less so on gold, just because gold is so volatile. More price action based strategies tend to perform better. I've seen this more on currency pairs in the past, like it works well on GBP USD or Aussie dollar as well as the NZD dollar, but it could very well be working here. So it's quite an interesting approach to take, and he does appear to understand trading and understand technical analysis when developing systems, so it's all a very good sign. I've actually taken the liberty of downloading this bot here and running a quick back test, and clearly the back test is extremely manipulated, right? Like here we turned $10,000 into $111,000 in the span of a year, and here it took only 74 trades, which is just not statistically significant, of which 72 were winners, which is not super good either. And here the average profit trade is less than the average loss, which at least we're seeing an inverted risk reward, which would be expected. But you don't really have to be an expert to see that this is clearly a fake backtest. So unfortunately, he does seem to have a good knowledge of technical analysis. This is actually a real strategy, the thing that he's discussing, but I'm not so sure if this bot actually uses it. Perhaps there is a real strategy when you go live, but the backtest is just manipulated to boost sales. But unfortunately, it's very difficult for us to actually ascertain the bot performance if we're not able to test it properly. So let me quickly pull up the MT5 terminal here so we can see it run. And all the indicators which he's mentioned are indeed running. It's not taking any trades yet, so perhaps I will fast forward a bit. Now it is trading. Okay, let's go a little bit faster again. Yeah, it's taking trades, and every time it trades, it is displaying a green box indicating the profitability. Let's maybe just let it run to the end, so I'm able to go through and actually audit the chart. So we can see when it's running, we're having this beautiful equity curve. It's a fairly quick bot, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's not too many, if there's not like a history reader or something, which is like a blatant like fake data set or something like that. However, the fact that it is like so perfect likely means you just over optimize the trades. Also, the fact there's only 74 trades here, it's quite easy to over optimize 74 trades. And if we just kind of scroll through this now on the H1 to see when it's trading, these are indeed all mean reverting trades based on the parabolic SAR. Let's go back to the M5. And yes, so we breached the parabolic SAR and it went long. And here we breached, went short. And it's doing so with a pullback typically between the EMAs. So if you're in an uptrend, it's looking for a pullback between them. Oh, I guess here was a short trade. So it's either looking for, you're going outside for shorts maybe, as well as looking for pullbacks within it. So here it actually, oh, perfect. Yeah. So here it kind of tried to execute the strategy where you went below, you went between the long-term period and the medium-term period EMA. It went long. However, price went in the opposite direction and it failed. So this is one of the few losses which we're seeing. And here this was published on updated on the 1st of January. And it was actually published for the first time on the 1st of January as well. So let's look at when this trade actually occurred. If I can go back to it. And where? Okay, here's a long, short. Here we go. So this would have been on the 11th of December. Okay, so he probably updated it afterwards, but maybe he would have done the majority of his development by the time he actually published this. So the strategy does appear to be real. It is a pullback between the EMAs, and the trigger appears to be the parabolic SAR, but the filter is you have to be between the long-term period and the short-term period EMA for longs, and there likely has to be some sort of confirmation of the RSI. However, for the shorts, it appears that you are kind of poking out of the short-term EMA, such as here, and that's when you're actually deciding to take more of a short position. And this is a real strategy, but the problem is the backtest is so heavily manipulated that we just can't ascertain if it's being used properly. So I'd venture if you were to buy this bot and you were to actually run it live, it likely is using the triple EMA parabolic SAR strategy, but unfortunately it's not going to look even remotely close to being this good. These types of heavily indicator-based strategies, which are not using pending orders, which are not using any sort of scalping system, which are just classic basic indicator strategies, don't usually work all this well on gold. They're maybe break even, or they're occasionally somewhat profitable, but they tend to not be super effective for gold. Believe me, I've tried many times. They just don't work super well. So I would venture that if you were to buy this bot, it would run using this strategy, but how the performance would actually be, I would be a bit skeptical that this type of system would work. And from the backtest, we have no way of actually seeing if it's going to work. So for now, I would definitely avoid this bot. Developer knows technical analysis, but we just don't have any information here to go off of. So I would avoid it for now. Hope you guys liked the video. Take care. Have yourselves a great day.